Hello there, it's good to have you here. I'm the Last Mikester, and welcome back to the channel for what will probably end up being the last video that I do on Evolution 2, at least for the time being. In a similar fashion to what I did with my last major Primal Carnage Extinction video, I wanted to go over the current state of the game and give a little insight into what I think of it, and ponder the question, is it the best dinosaur game out there? Now, by the time that I release this video, the new update and DLC pack will be out, so as the freshly baked content comes out of the oven, all hot and steamy. Okay, I think I've gone too far with this analogy. Yeah, with all of that stuff, it seems to me like a good time to talk about the game and the impact that it has had on the dinosaur gaming community, and myself, as a person with just shy of 250 hours put into the game at this point in time. Now, dinosaur games don't particularly have a pleasant past. In fact, I think the word cursed may be more accurate here. From toxic communities that seem to only exist to rile people up at the very mention of them, to cancelled projects that never got to see the light of day, and will most likely never escape whatever dark corner they were abandoned in, to ones that showed so much promise but were forsaken because of overwhelming greed, it's been a bumpy road, to say the least.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
So, when a game comes along that avoids all of these pitfalls and manages to understand that a sequel should expand upon the original work but still keep the same spirit alive, it's rather refreshing. It's like splashing your face with cold water right after you wake up. Sure, it's terrible for a few seconds after while you recover from having a polar bear bitch slap you in the noggin, but after that initial confusion goes away, you feel refreshed and alive, seeing the whole world with a gaze that's crystal clear. It's surprising when a dinosaur game succeeds, but when it thrives, man, that's a good feeling, and an unfortunate rarity. I think nowadays quality dinosaur gaming experiences are becoming a little more common, with Prehistoric Kingdom and Second Extinction coming along nicely, but Evolution 2 is a polished title that thrives in a niche with a weird history. It's no secret that beautiful graphics in gaming are appreciated by many, and the first stop on our tour is precisely that. Seeing amazing creatures from eons ago come to life in such high detail is an awesome experience. Most of the creatures in the game, the flying and marine reptiles included, have excellent models, fantastic texture work, and solid animations that make them feel like living, breathing entities that have actually been brought back to our planet through the miracles of our good old pal, science.
Bingo. Dino DNA.
Each dinosaur has a unique social animation that gives them personality, different feeding animations, and depending on their size, different ways of defending themselves, or attacking if they are that way inclined. Such a huge part of the realism that the game presents is in no small part due to the visuals that it boasts. Of course, the dinosaurs look awesome, but they wouldn't be complete without the decent array of environments that the game has, and building on different maps lends each exhibit and creature a different feeling that was sorely needed in the first Evolution game. I mean, yeah, the main goal of the game is building a successful park, sure, but if you really want to, you can pretty much go full-on Isla Sorna, Site B, Tarzan Wild, and let the dinosaurs roam about as they would have millions of years ago, watching them live out their lives as the sun shines bright, the winds howl, and the rains come and go, and while thanks to a certain song you may bless the rains down in Africa, you should also bless them here because the weather effects are very well done, especially water. One map has a fog effect that, while I would like to see it as at least an option on other maps, it still looks phenomenal, and lends a darker, more mysterious aesthetic to the whole thing. So, when the environments and the creatures that inhabit them come together so well, it helps when everything sounds good, and here it definitely does.
What's your profanity?
The sound design for all the creatures in the game is top-notch. Of course, we can pretty much only guess what they may have sounded like in all reality, but that lets sound designers get creative, and each creature sounds unique. Grunts, screeches, roars, rumbles, whatever it may be, from the land to the skies above and seas below, it helps the world feel more alive. When you're building a park and can hear the majestic call of a Brachiosaurus, or distant echo of a T-Rex roar, it wraps up the whole experience in a nice little prehistoric bow. But when it comes down to it, this is still a video game, funnily enough, and solid graphics and sound design can only get it so far. So, what about the gameplay on offer? Well, Evolution 2 really does play like a standard park builder. You got buildings to plop down, some management screens so you can see how much money you're milking from your guests, and a delete tool for when you're sick and tired of your guests complaining. If everything isn't perfect, they will bitch and moan for eternity until you fix it. Or fix them, if you know what I mean. While creative options may be limited when compared to other games like Planet Zoo and Prehistoric Kingdom, it's still a cool experience to be able to build your own dinosaur parks and decorate them how you see fit, placing every fountain, rock, and tree if you so choose. I'm sure that much like Prehistoric Kingdom, if this game had come out when I was 8 years old and completely dino-obsessed, I would have spent as much time on it as humanly possible. As my 21-year-old self, it's good fun for a while, but I'm not sure Evolution 2's gameplay loop is engaging enough long-term, and that's kinda difficult for me to say because I've played the game so much and have enjoyed it a lot. I mean, yeah, sure, messing around with dinosaurs in sandbox mode is great, but the campaign and chaos theory, which are the game's main story-driven modes, make up a huge chunk of the content on offer here, and they aren't bad, but they aren't great either. Most of them can be summed up as go build this, put this dinosaur in, expand the park, chaos, blah 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 chaos, see you next time.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That's chaos theory.
I mean, the Jurassic Park 3 chaos theory is just tranquilizing and transporting dinosaurs. That's it, that's all you do. There is virtually no replayability here, and I think players who want to build a park with limited money in different scenarios should probably look to challenge mode instead, because the story modes offer very little substance, and I think substance and depth have been a problem for the Jurassic franchise as of late. As much as I love Jurassic World, it really did kick off a trend that lasted through the whole trilogy, where the Jurassic movies have become more cliché action movies than dark scientific journeys through a genetically reimagined world of dinosaurs. Sure, the original film was toned down a lot compared to the book, but it had some depth to it. Now, I imagine most people who play Evolution 2 won't be looking for top-tier storytelling, and that's fine. Most of us are here to build stunning parks filled with amazing-looking dinosaurs, and in that regard, it certainly provides, and I guess that's the most important thing anyway, isn't it? In the end, Evolution 2 has done something really amazing for me. It has brought back that feeling that I used to get when I was a kid, when I would watch Walking with Dinosaurs in Prehistoric Park over and over and over again, and play with all of my dinosaur toys in the dirt, in the rain. It didn't matter to me. I mentioned this in my Prehistoric Kingdom video, but it really has brought back a feeling of awe and wonder. The wide-eyed kid who was captivated by these amazing creatures that once roamed the planet, and I still am captivated by them, and Evolution 2 has played a part in reinvigorating that, because unless some crazy person decides to ignore 2 trilogies of films on why bringing back dinosaurs is a stupidly terrible idea, I suspect that this is the closest I will ever get to seeing them, and that feeling is hard to capture, but this game has somehow managed to do so quite well. With such awesome design work and quote-unquote realistic sounds, the creatures in the game do feel alive and real, and I can see them in different environments, see how they interact with other dinosaurs, that every part of their digital lives can be observed and influenced by me however I so choose. The game does offer quite a bit of freedom, generally speaking, and it's the ultimate interaction between the dinosaurs and the player. And while I think Prehistoric Kingdom is getting ever closer to that, it doesn't have the polish of Evolution 2, and as fun as dinosaur shooters like Second Extinction and Primal Carnage Extinction can be at times, they haven't had the same impact that this game has had on me, and that is why I believe that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is the best dinosaur game out there.